Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, everyone, we are live, hopefully. Welcome back to a Friday Night Live, another Friday Night live stream here at Christ-Centered Ironworks. So good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Just wanted to say that right away. And thank you to the Super Chatters, me, myself included, to myself, for the earlier Super Chats. We are checking out our new sign here, and it did change colors, finally. So when you Super Chat, if you don't like the color of that sign back there, the color of the Super Chat is what that sign changes to. So a pretty cool feature. Anyways, if you can't tell, I'm really stoked. That took a little finagling to get working for this blacksmith here. So super happy, super stoked. Can't wait to give away some Anvil goodness like this little booger back here. So we'll actually be giving away one that we'll be buying from the manufacturer and shipping it to you. So it won't be this one. This one's mine. Back off. Leave it alone. This is going to be my portable Anvil since I put so much work into it and all. But we'll be giving some of that stuff away. Also, we'll be giving away 3 different slitting chisels tonight as door prizes. Those will go anywhere in the world. And also some square punches and a few sticker packs as well. So make sure that you just settle in, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the show as we continue to work on this Colonial Trivet. And boom, see how that works? Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. I like that. Thank you to whoever sent that $5 super chat. Thank you, thank you. Everybody give some hand claps to everyone who's been super chatting already. God bless each and every last one of you. We are very, very thankful. So, some orders of business before we get too deep into the evening. Let's check the camera number 2, Jess. Make sure it's coming in good. Hello. All right. Is that looking good? Yep. Okay. And also let's check with Jessica, see how your mic's doing, Jess. How are you doing?
I am doing good, and for those of you who are super chatting, we do appreciate that. As the evening progresses, that sign will become even brighter. It is a little washed out from the light behind the boards, but again, as it darkens, you'll be able to see it even more clearly, the colors that it shows.
Yeah, so hold your chats till evening, or put them all out now, or go for the more brighter colors. Yeah, there we go. Wink, wink. The expensive colors. Hey, we tell it like it is over here at Christ-Centered Ironworks, don't we, hun? No hold bar. We don't hold nothing back. So anyways, yeah, thank you to everyone who's super chatted already. Just some real quick things of housekeeping before we get going. If you guys are watching this on the replay, you can always skip the first 2 or 3 minutes of the video if you need to, because that is, again, where we acknowledge all of our Super Chat donators, and we thank everyone that has supported this channel and support this stream and allow it to be at the level that this stream is here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for supporting that. Also, the Super Chats and the things that come in on a monthly basis, they go towards buying all these anvils and paying for the tools and the other stuff that we're giving away. So thank you guys so much for being contributors. God bless each and every last one of you. So, woo, orange. That's a pretty one. I like that color. That color contrasts nicely on that sign. So thank you very much for all that. So with all that out of the way, I've got one other little bit of order of business that I would like to bring up to everyone's attention. So here recently, I was going through some of my video subscriptions and watching some different people's videos and a few channels I haven't checked out in a while. And there is a channel by the name of Shepherd's Forge. If you haven't heard of him, we've put a link to his channel down in the description down below, so you can go check him out if you would like to. But he's going through a really difficult time right now. He got diagnosed with some cancer up here in his glands. I don't know the whole, all the terminology, so I'm not even going to try. Anyways, he had to have surgery to have it removed, and then he's got like 30 radiation treatments he has to go through part of which that he'll probably be put on a feeding tube, and he was not expecting to have to go through all that. He's a fairly young man. He's in his 30s. So that kind of resonates with me on a lot of things. I've lost a lot of people in my life to cancer. And so what Jessica and I have decided to do, a little bit of praying and stuff, I would like to try to help him out. So there's also a link, I believe, in the description down below to a tip jar. It's basically like a PayPal donate link, where if you want to throw a few bucks, I'm going to put all that together, and I'm going to cover the cost of the fees, the transaction fees. I think it's like 3% or 3.5% that PayPal charges you. I'm going to cover those fees. So whatever you donate to help out Heath at Shepherd's Forge during the time that he is going to be in the hospital and not being able to pay his bills, that would be greatly appreciated. But I just wanted to make that available to you. Again, she put a link to his channel where you can watch a video and kind of see if that's something you're into. But that's something I want to do, and I'll probably announce that over a couple streams. So be prepared to hear that. Again, he doesn't know I'm doing this, so I haven't told him or anything. It was just something I felt. I felt it in my heart that I wanted to do that for him. So I will be contacting him after this stream is over and let him know that that's what I plan on doing for him. And it just something like that, when you're worrying about your life being on the line, and then you have to worry about, like, oh, once I get out of the hospital, I might not have a home to come back to. Like, just any little bit tends to help. You know, it feels like such a blessing, whether it's $1, $2. It just shows that someone actually cares. There's also a place where you can write a note, and I would really love it if you do choose to donate to Heath at Shepherd's Forge, that you go ahead and write up something to him, a note of encouragement to let him know that, you know, he's not going to be there alone. So, and that he has people pulling for him, praying for him, and thinking about him. So again, if you get a chance, if that's something you're into, go check that out. Links are in the description for that. On a brighter note, thank you to whoever sent those. All the super chats, like I said, they really do go to help out this stream and what we do, so we do appreciate those. Would you like to hear who they are? Yes, let's hear who's been super chatting. Let's do that.
All right,
And then we'll get right into this project.
Yes, I bet.
Dying to get after this all week. It's been grinding on me, sorry. It's been grinding on me all week seeing this, because it's like, but I could just go ahead and, well, maybe I could just prep that much more. Oh, maybe I could, like, no, I can't. It's like, I gotta wait for the live stream. So you guys will see how I've set things up. We're gonna get it riveted together, and then we will actually be forge welding this piece after it's connected by a rivet. So it's gonna be exciting. Good times. Jessica, over to you.
All right, over to me. Let's see, I'll start back up at the top. Dustin Smith, thank you for the $10 super chat. He says, hey, y'all too, hope it's a great night for you all. Yes, yeah, we're gonna have a great night tonight. We are excited about the live stream. We're out here practicing, and we are ready to have a great time with all of you. Robert Poglich, thank you for the $2 super chats. You sent a couple of those. Yamez Island Metal Forge, he sent a $5 one that says, make it green. Little Fierce, thank you for the $2 super chat. Steve Watkins, thank you for the $5. Says, from Minion Smithy, thank you. Thank you. Uncle Buck's Forge, thank you for the $20 super chat. He says, going to second shift on Monday, no more live streams. Someone else will have to keep Ben Toombs in line.
Well, that's sorry to hear that, Uncle Buck's Forge. Maybe you can go to first shift instead. Just show your boss the Roy. Show him the Roy, and he'll be like, you know what? That's so good, there's no second shift anymore. We are all doing first shift from now on out. Yeah, make him announce it over the intercom. He'll be like, yeah, it'll be just like, yeah, that'll work. Play in the break room. Yeah, because what we're doing here is so awesome. No, don't do that. You don't need to get fired from your job. Thank you all so much for the super chats. God bless you. Oh, and we just got another one. So thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, yes, I'll go down the list a little more. I thought you might want to talk to Uncle Buck about that. Let's see here. Doe Creek Forge, thank you for the $5 super chat. He has a question, says, I can only afford one. Which would you get first, a power hammer or a press?
I would say a power hammer. That would be my suggestion. Just because I feel that a power hammer is very close to the same type of heating and beating that you're used to, as where presses tend to be, they're a specialized tool. They can be an all-around tool in a blacksmith shop, but they really come into their own when you set up dies, like closed dies, some open die work, some different things like that. They really come in handy for that. But I'll go back to what I always say in the old adage is, what do you need the tool to do for you? Are you just squishing big hunks of metal into bigger, like more fancier hunks of metal? Then a press is going to be better for you. If you're going to be beating out things like fence pickets and doing, texturing on like long lengths of bar, and who knows, maybe you need to draw down tenons and things of that nature, for like more of like the ornamental work or architectural work, a power hammer is going to be more handy to you in that role of just a good all-around general thing. Because a lot of the tools that you can pick up and use at your anvil, not all, but a lot of the tools you can pick up, like if you have a top fuller, you can put under a power hammer if it's built heavy enough. You can put it under a power hammer, whereas it might not handle the pressures and the forces that are exerted under a press. So that's what I would suggest you go with. And yeah, that would be my recommendation without knowing your specific situation that you're getting into. So, sorry, I don't mean to keep checking the sign, but I can't see it from that far away. I got like this little 2-inch LCD screen that I can't see nothing behind me. So I'm like, did it change? No, okay, it's the same. Oh. Just making sure, that way I don't call it out. So if you can't tell, I'm a little jacked up on some coffee.
Not NyQuil this time.
Not NyQuil. Woo! Let's go. All right. Anything else, or can I go ahead and get started?
One more. All right, yes, I will go ahead and read this one off too. So that way it's not like 20 minutes from now. The Fencer's Forge, thank you for the $20 super chat. He says, howdy y'all, love what you guys do. Oh my goodness, I won an anvil. Emojis of hammers.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone in the stream. Thank you so much. All right, we ready? Let's get into it. Let's go to camera number 2. All right, so I'm going to show you a little bit of where we came from last live stream and how we are now. So I went ahead and drilled this piece, our flower piece. We did all this in last week's live stream. We welded up our ring on this Colonial style trivet. Hopefully you guys can see that really well. Everything's in focus, is it, Jess? Okay, so we're going to be basically welding this in from underneath, but we need to take and attach it first, so this way we can get it into the exact position that we want it to end up in when we weld it. So we're going to put one rivet in here. The rivet that I'm going to be using is a piece of 1/4-inch rod. So, and I've pre-scored this rod. You probably can't see real close, but grab Mr. Thing here. Right there is just a little score mark. There's a little score mark right on this area here, and that I did on just a bandsaw. I just pre-scored that section to where it's just barely hanging on there, that I can then just break this off inside the hole. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and preheat this rivet, get it nice and hot, and then let it cool down. We want it to be cold when we're doing this. All we're doing is annealing this, or normalizing this steel right here, this 1/4-inch rod, and then we're going to cold peen these pieces together. And then we'll go in a little bit further up from there. So first things first, I'll come over here to the forge, and I will anneal that little rivet there. I got way too big of a fire, but it's keeping me warm, so you don't need near as much this flame to keep you warm. And someone sent another super chat. So is that the $20 chat? Is that the $20 chat? Thank you for the $20 super chat. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Yeah, I'm getting I'm learning. Kidneys, gentlemen, kidneys. It's all in the kidneys. So let's go over to camera number 2 real quick, Jess. I'm going to show them what the kind of the annealed state is. Now this may look a little brighter on camera than what it is, but it's kind of like a bright orange. As you can see, that's all we needed heated up. So we're going to let that cool naturally by the side of the fire. So just set that over so that can cool off slowly. The reason for, are we back to camera 1? Okay. The reason for doing this cold is if it's hot and you drive that rivet in and it's not right where you want it, you're going to create a lot more headache for yourself in the long run. We don't want to create a lot of headache. We want to be able to get this as precise as possible. So if you let that cool down or soften up to a soft state, then we can slip it through there. We can hold everything in line by hand. Don't have to have tongs. It's not some weird balancing act or you got to have a friend or a buddy help hold it for you. We can get everything lined up perfectly the way we need it, and then we can peen this rivet flush with the surface of the steel. Get real close to being flush, okay? And that will allow us, that will help us get everything lined up perfectly. That's the goal. If you do this hot and you get something askew, sure, you could probably tweak it back, but it's best practice to try to get everything pre-set up as accurately as possible before you go on to the next step. If accuracy matters to you. Again, this is one of those things that it doesn't have to be super accurate. It could, it could be a little off depending on what your tastes are. I'm trying to be more accurate with this than not. We'll set this off away so it's not heating up. Go ahead. Whoa! Thank you. I have no clue what that one is, but it's a pretty color. 50. Well, boy, howdy. I like that color. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. That is awesome. Was there a question or a comment that came with that?
All right, if we got a moment, let me back up here. A Blake Bowen, thank you for the $20 super chat. Says, thanks for all the great videos and work. You're welcome. Aimless Adventure, thank you for the $10 super chat. He says, God bless everyone. Tom Carlson, thank you for the $2 super chat. Now I can go towards the bottom there. Nolan Herndon, sorry, $5, thank you. Keep up the good work. We baby smiths appreciate it. Doe Creek Forge, $2 for more coffee. And the $49.99 one was from Hans at Charming Hollow Forge, who says, for shipping and cappuccinos. Because I said I was having a cappuccino.
I should have known it was you, Hans. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you and your little family there. If you guys don't know Hans at Charming Hollow Forge, you should. You should go check out his channel. He's got a great little channel there. He's coming up on 1,000 subs, and he'll be able to get back to doing his regular live streaming like he was doing. So that would be cool to see that again. That was always a fun time hanging out with him in the shop. So yeah. So if you go over there, you like what you see, give him a sub. I definitely like him, so I can vouch for him. Thank you, Hans. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. While we're at it, why don't we just go ahead and give away a thing while that cools down? Sound good? Sure. Let's give away a thing. Let's give away a thing. People have been giving us money, we might as well give it back. So let's go ahead and give away a square punch and then a slitting chisel, okay? Let's go to camera number 2. Can they see that? Okay, so I went ahead and made up some more slitting chisels, slightly different styles. I'm kind of playing around with it, what type of style I can make fairly efficiently. So this way I can have this as a reoccurring basis in our live streams. So I've been playing around with some different tooling, trying to get some of the geometry right. I like doing them by hand more than I do with machinery just because I get it accurate the way I want it by hand. And when you start making dies, sometimes you have to tweak those dies until you just get it right. So I've been messing with that when I have free time, which isn't a lot, but as you can tell. But anyways, so both are made from 5160, and yeah, should go pretty well. These are not heat treated yet. I have to heat treat them. I wasn't able to get them done before the stream, but I will have all of them heat treated and shipped out within a week or so. So be on the lookouts for those. And yeah, so let's go ahead and give away the slitting chisel first. You guys know how this works. All you have to do is comment in the live stream that you want it in some way, shape, or fashion, and we'll do a drum roll. Ready?
All right, this one is going to Nye Crafts, a Tinker's Niche. Says, me please.
Nye Crafts, a Tinker's Niche. Congratulations, you are the winner of this little slitting chisel here. Congratulations. And I guess I didn't explain that to the fullest, did I? We pick one comment at random. We pick one comment at random, so it's completely randomized. Yeah, so just when the drum roll ends, she picked somebody on the screen. She pointed out. So, all right, we're going to give away the square chisel, the square punch now.
All right, and this one goes to Oddwood Forge, who says, hit me.
Woohoo! Gotcha. Oddwood Forge. Congratulations, sir. Get us your contact info. All winners need to get us your information so we can ship it to you. Yep, hit the contact link down in the description. Go and fill in your information. That way we can get it to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. So, are we ready to get this party started? Yeah, let's do it. All right, this is cool now, or should be. Pretty close to. It's just 1/4-inch rod. I'm gonna go cool it off the rest of the way. Yeah, it's cold enough. Cold enough for my liking. So we'll go over to camera 2, Jess, if you're there. Okay, I should be able to break this off. Hopefully everybody can see that just fine. It fits in our piece. Also, I should notate on the top of this ring, I did chamfer the hole a little bit. I came in there with a countersink, so this way I could countersink the hole. So the rivet head has somewhere to go to. We want this to be flush. We don't want this to be majorly seen in our final piece. So keep that in mind. So that does work. I'll slip it through there. Slip it through the other piece. And now we can hold this, which is nice. It's nice to be able to hold these things. Good. We're just going to give it a good couple whops there. And flip it over. Make sure we're keeping it where we want it. Good couple whops there. We want to make sure, I'm going to go over here to this depression here. We want to make sure we keep this somewhat tight. If you don't keep your two planes that you're riveting together tight together, the rivet can askew. It can go crooked on you. Okay.
There's a question about the rivet from No Hill for a High Stepper. Says, is the rivet the same steel as the trivet?
Yes. The rivet is just a mild steel rivet. So it's the same type material. Ideally, you want to go with the same type material. So say if this was wrought iron, and the flower was wrought iron, the rivet you'd want to be wrought iron. Otherwise, if it was mild steel has more carbon in it, significantly more, and therefore not only will it heat quicker, but when the whole thing's finished, it will also rust or patina different than the rest of the piece. So you'd want to take and use similar materials. But this is just mild steel all around, so it ought to work. Okay, we don't have to go super crazy with this, but that rivet is on there. Now, technically, you could just leave it like this. You could make sure it's good and clean, file off any of the extra scarfing, and that would be good enough. Certainly, that would be good enough. But we want to weld this in, so this way we can blend this in better. So we're going to do that by sticking it in the fire, just like you see it here, to keep these little leaves and stuff protected from the fire. You want them to be out on the edge. If you need to use a cool wash rag to lay here while the rest of it gets heated up, that's the way to do it. But we're going to try to nestle it like so and get this area hot, if you will. And then we will forge weld that together. Questions? Hey, somebody's got a super chat. Thank you.
All right, yes, the yellow one was from Metal Man. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Says, enjoyed your Harbor Freight Anvil review this week.
Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Metal Man, for the $10 super chat. $10, right? Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, sir. Yeah, there's been a lot of people who've been enjoying that, the review videos I've done on the anvils. There's some people who have voiced their opinion that they don't like the review videos and want me to go back to just doing regular teaching videos, which I may get around to at some point here. But yeah, right now I'm on a kick with anvils and doing reviews and trying to go through all of that and buying in anvils to review and doing stuff like that. Again, just to kind of eliminate some of the clutter out there that where people just say stuff like, never buy that anvil or that thing's horrible. And if you think the Harbor Freight's horrible, just you wait. I've got some shipping in that are worse than the Harbor Freight anvil. So to give you a nice control of how deep and dark you can go in the blacksmithing world. Down into the mucky mire of the anvils market. Because guess what? It can get bad. It can get bad out there, gentlemen. So, all right, so we're heating that thing up slowly. I'll keep an eye on it. The main prerequisite is we don't want to burn up any of our elements. So if I see that starting to get way too hot, I'll shift it and put something in front of it where, you know, it'll protect it a little bit. So, questions, comments?
Yes, plenty of the above. Let's see, Jacob Weiser says, I love the review videos. And that's a common theme. Someone said that the review videos are still informative and teaching. That was Debacamaker, he said that. And Crocus Black says all of it's very informative. And Rigid Ironworks says you can't make everyone happy, Roy. Personally, I like the reviews.
Good. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are liking the reviews. So, you know, just give a little metric. It's kind of interesting. You know, there's a bunch of people say, "Oh, I like your earlier content. This stuff sucks." The reviews and things of that nature. But it's funny because I have 13. We're 32, 34 videos away from 1,400 videos on the channel. And out of those 1,400 videos, the majority of them, the mass majority of them, about 900-ish, maybe 1,000, I would say, are all tutorial videos. And a lot of those tutorial videos are sitting there with 700 views. 700 views. I have a channel, there's 53,000 of you on this channel. And there's 700 views on some of my earlier content. So there's plenty of tutorial videos out there that people can watch on the channel. I'm just doing a little something different this year to bring some awareness about some of the bad anvils that are online and some of the cruddiest makers that there are out there online and where you guys can get hosed. You know, I don't want people, I see beginners getting it all the time. You see a bunch of reviews of an anvil like, oh, mine came shipped and it was missing the hardy hole or it already had a chunk taken out of it. And these are bad manufacturers that, you know, you could have done better with a Harbor Freight. So, so there's that, just trying to eliminate some of the mystique, and that's kind of hard to do. And it's definitely expensive to do to buy the anvil. So thank you all for that type stuff right there. and I will get to that in just 1 second, but this is super hot. It's basically at a welding heat, but I need to do one thing to it first. So let's go over to the anvil. I haven't forgot. I will mention that here in a second, the super chat. Thank you so much. We're going to use a measure of flux. Thank you, Jason's Forge, for the perfect measuring spoon of flux that you need to use. Yes, that's right. You heard it. Roy said flux. That's not a word that you're going to hear on my channel very often, is the word flux. You're going to see why I'm needing flux here in just a second. We'll brush this off real quick. I had a lot of stuff stuck to it. All right. So Jason's Forge provided me this flux. Thank you, sir. We're going to pull it out. And here's the perfect amount of flux that you guys need. This little copper spoon. And we're going to pour that right on that little steel rivet. Just a little sprinkle. So, I am a big fan of not using flux on this channel. The only reason why I'm fluxing this joint is because it's an appropriate time to put on flux. I need flux on this rivet to get this rivet to fully weld on the inside, okay? This will wick through the joint. This rivet will wick through the joint, this flux will. It will go through capillary action and out the other side, and that will allow the internal portion of that rivet to weld up with the rest of the piece as a whole. If you don't do that, the rivet will act separate because it will have scale ultimately trapped in there, and we don't want that. So now we'll go ahead and get this hot again. And we will take a comment or super chat, whichever thing that you need to do there, Jess.
The super chat was from Charming Hollow Forge. Thank you for the $25 super chat. He says, thank you for the support, Roy. You've done a lot for my channel. As far as shout outs, love what you guys do for all of us. Blessings to you and yours.
Thank you, Hans. God bless you, sir. Thank you for the $25 super chat. Yes? Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Super appreciate it. Super appreciate it. And you're worth the shout outs, Hans. You are. You work hard for your family, you know. You work hard at putting out some interesting content. It's worth it. So, thank you. All right, we're bringing this up to heat. Again, I'm watching the leafy bits. I don't want to get those over hot. This will be getting up to heat here real quick like. It's almost there. I don't want to take this too long. Let's go to the anvil, Jess. All right, we're gonna bring it out. And that was a little too hot, but all right, I'm gonna take one more heat on it, and I'm gonna weld in the toe right on the edge. Yes.
What kind?
Yes. It is a anhydrous borax. Well, I'm not sure. It's not anhydrous. It is a commercial grade borax. Basically, it's like 20 Mule Team, but it's just straight up borax or boric acid. It doesn't have the other filler stuff like 20 Mule Team does, the other detergents and whatnot. So, all right, this is hot. Let's go over the anvil. Now, you can see that swelled a little bit. and with the hammer blows and whatnot, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that. The only thing you can do is just file down the outside edge, or you do a little bit of filing work. If you're bothered by it, I'm going to leave it as a byproduct of the traditional work. That's not too uncommon for you to see happen. People leave those as byproducts, but that's fully welded together, and I'm pretty happy with it. So just getting it all brushed up here while I got a good chance. It's at a nice non-scaling heat. Just looks a little prettier. And welding it brings down the profile a little bit. So there you go. That's connected. And it's just jump welded technically on the back side there, even though we used a rivet. So what's everybody think of that?
Good? Yeah. No, I think they like the looks of it. They did. There's been a couple of questions about the use of coal versus coke when it comes to forging.
Forging or forge welding? Just forging. Okay. Well, let me answer. Can I answer? Okay. So, differences of green coal versus coke. So, blacksmiths all around, whether you know it or not, you are forging in coke. You may have green coal to start with, but it converts from green coal to breeze to coke. So, it goes from green coal, it starts clumping and kind of gets all tarry and like sticks together and puffs up like popcorn. That is called breeze. And then as it continues to burn out the impurities in it, it cokes up or it gets hardened. And that hardened portion is what's usually in the center of the fire that makes the hottest fire of the blacksmith or the coal forge. And that in there, in your little cave or in your fire pot, is coke, ultimately. So regular like coke that you get, or metallurgical grade coke, or anything that you get, is actually, it's green coal that has been baked at a high temperature. It's baked out those impurities to begin with. There's still some of those impurities in there, but they bake out the sulfurs and the sulfur dioxides and other things. They bake those elements out and it hardens it into coke. So it goes past the stage of breeze and it turns into hard coke. And it's a different process. So they load up a hopper and then they bake the heck out of it, and that's what turns the coke. To the best of my understanding of that process, and that is a very small understanding, if you will. That's what I understand about it. As far as the differences in forging with it, the coke does not make a cave. Like, you can't build different fires with coke. Coke, the more air you give it, the hotter and bigger the fire becomes. The less air you give it, the cooler and smaller that fire becomes. It'll still stay pretty hot, otherwise it'll just extinguish out. Coke, you need constant airflow to, as where some of those tars and some of those things that are in the green coal itself, some of those volatiles in it, they are melting out of it and they are kind of keeping the fire alive while you're away, right? So you have to keep constant airflow with coke, as where with green coal, you can stove it up and kind of walk away for a bit and come back and it will still be a hot fire. A few revs on a blower and you're good to go. Coke, not so. You have to keep it running. That's why you see it running all the time in the background, whether I actually have anything in it or not that's needed for it to be running. So, yeah, those are the main difference as far as what it's like to work with. When you're forge welding, it puts more oxygen in the fire than what I'm comfortable with right now. I don't like it as well for that when you're forge welding, just because a bottom blast forge, a lot of my stuff on forge welding sits on top and it kind of packs it down. And then when it packs it down, it's hard to get air through. So you crank up the air, which is the enemy of you forge welding. So the more the oxygen you have in the fire, the worse off it's going to be to forge weld. You're going to have more scale, things like that. So I don't like it so much for the forge welding. I'd rather have green coal. But as far as cleanliness, coke's the way to go. Green coal, oh my gosh, the column of smoke that would be coming off of this right now would be immense. So comparatively, as you can see, there's no smoke here. So again, it's a lot cleaner burning fuel. And if you live in a neighborhood where you can't get away with burning coke, burning coal, green coal or something, you may just be able to get away with burning coke because no one's going to know that there's a fire lit. It doesn't have a smell. Like you can't smell it. I mean, you can if you huff it, if you're standing over there and burning your whiskers off above the fire, but other than that, you can't really smell it. So, yeah, I like the coke in that way. Hopefully I answered that good enough. So, good? All right, going to show this off one more time. You there? Are you there? Yep, we're there. Cool. So there we are. There we have it for that. So that little bit's over with. That's kind of the pretty part. Now we need to take and give this thing some feet in order for it to be a trivet. Key thing with trivets, you don't want them to be sitting right on the table like so, because a really hot pan could still scorch the table that's underneath it. And you also don't want it to be sitting clear up here either for something that's going to go on your table, because if you got a pan sitting way up off the table, it can get tippy, and you don't want this to tip. I made that mistake with one of the first trivets I ever made. I made the legs like 3 inches long, and it was a small trivet like this, and those legs that were 3 inches long caused everything to be very tippy. When you press on the pan, you know, it'd want to tip over. So we're going to go less than that. We really only want to get about an inch, inch and a half at max on this trivet up off of the table, if that makes sense. So this is good to go. It's good and clean. I'm going to set it off to the side, out of the way, and I'll grab our material that we are going to use for our legs. You there? Yep. So the material that we're going to use for our legs here, thank you for the super chat, by the way, just noticed the green, boom. You sure that dark red was $25? You didn't miss one? I think the dark red's like $100, isn't it? Yeah, so if we missed a $100 super chat, somebody let us know who it was. I mean, we want to say thank you. So I know Hans, he's the $25 super chat, right?
Yeah, $2 $5 just came in.
Yeah, two $5, so thank you. I just want to make sure I acknowledge the people that need to be acknowledged, and no one's getting passed over here. So thank you all. Thank you very much for the super chats. Back down to the, you here? We're still here? Okay, all right. So we're going to be working with some 1/2-inch square bar. That's what we're going to ultimately go with here. I am going to draw down a tenon, and then I'm going to cut this off basically afterwards. And this is going to become the premise for our feet. Now, I might decide to do a little decorative filing on these, and we might do that in the next live stream. But the first things first, we just need to take and draw down tenons. So I'm going to show you how to draw down a tenon, and that's going to rivet through our piece. So we'll do that first. Get this good and hot. We don't need the fire near as hot anymore. Any comments?
Yes. The first $5 super chat came from Yamez, who says, smoosh that like button and like that smoosh button, and sign turned green. Which it did. It looks really good as green. Like, I don't know. It makes me think of... Yeah. It was convinced. You convinced it, Yamez. The second one comes from Reek Nicholas, $5 super chat, who says, I'm new to blacksmithing and I would appreciate any suggestion or advice you might have for making my smithing a success.
Okay. And who was that again? Say that name one more time. Reek Nicholas. Best advice. So first off, congratulations on getting started smithing. Second, thank you for being here and joining us in the stream. Third, for the super chat, thank you for the super chat. And then fourth and finally, let's answer your question. The advice that I can give you to make your smithing endeavors or your smithing journey get started off on a good foot and be, how did he word it there? good or successful in smithing. It's mindset. 98% of this game is mindset. It is very important to realize that you are a beginner, to understand that your projects that you're making right to begin with are going to really be cruddy right out the gate, okay? And that people in your family will probably tell you that they're amazing because you're doing something that they're not doing, so they're going to tell you that they're amazing. And then you're going to get on an online chat or a forum, or you might go to your local blacksmith group and they'll be like, oh, yeah, no, you really need some help here, or something like that. So don't take offense to that. Learn as much as you possibly can via reading books, watching tutorials online, taking classes if you can, study under someone if you can do that, and that will help you become a success. But at all points, remember you're supposed to be having fun at this and enjoying it for the love of doing the craft and building something with your hands. If you can keep that up, you'll be successful. I've said it now, I'll say it 1,000 times over. You can never fail at something you're passionate about. You never can, because you will always just do that thing that you're passionate about. So keep a good, solid mindset, and that will help you and take you a lot further than anything like, I don't know, buy a big anvil and subscribe and hit that like button and whatever else somebody might tell you. It really is mindset. 98% of this game is all mindset. So, yeah, there you have it. And I'm burning steel. I'm not burning it too bad, so it's all right. What else we got? Good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, let's go to the... Go there. All right, so we got this good and hot. As you see, I've put a guillotine tool in the anvil here. Hopefully I can keep that contorted out there. Now, I'm going to take a cube of material, or roughly, again, since this is 1/2 inch square bar, or 12 mil square, I'm going to stick about 12 mil or 1/2 inch out. I'll take off the corners, and there we go. So you guys can see how that looks. We do not want to take this all the way down to the finished dimension of the rivet or of the tenon that's going to go through, because we need that extra thickness there to support it so it doesn't break off. So that'll come in the next heats. We'll go ahead and heat up that little lunk on the end again while I get this out of the way and prepare to draw that down by hand. Go for it.
Yes, I was going to say, there was another question when you first started, whether you just kind of started working on the like the fundamentals, just practice those over and over, or if you had a certain project that you like to practice, like a handful of projects that you use to get better.
When I first started, I jumped right into making anything I could that resembled anything. And that's kind of a bad way of doing it. I wanted to make the hooks, and I wanted to make the scrolls, and I wanted to make the kniffs, and I wanted to make the tomahawks, and I just wanted to make everything, right? I wanted to do anything and everything that I ever seen anybody do. And yeah, I would not suggest that. I would personally suggest, it's okay for you to do that. That's that initial excitement that I talk about, that passion where you get the bug and you want to do those things. It's okay to allow yourself to experiment and do those things, but if you really want to get good at smithing, you need to practice your fundamentals first. So practice tapers, give yourself a set parameter, say I'm going to draw a 1-inch taper, and you keep forging on them until they look right. Not until you're tired of doing them, no, until they look right. You keep working on them until they look like a 1-inch taper in their forged super clean. Keep cutting them off, keep working, keep progressing, do 100, do 1,000 of them, and then you'll be very good at tapering at least 1-inch tapers. Then try some 2-inch tapers, then try some flat tapers, and then try some of the other different types of tapers out there, and practice those fundamentals, and then do the same thing with upsetting and punching and slitting and drifting. Just get a bar and just go wild with a punch and keep trying to punch holes in it until you get down the concept of punching holes. That's the biggest way, because all of blacksmithing rolls down no matter what you see me make, whoever else you see online or in books or at shows or festivals or blacksmith events or anything. They are not violating the rules of blacksmithing, which are down to the 5 basic hammer blows and the 7 fundamental forging practices of the blacksmith. They're not escaping them. They're applying them in different ways to work with one another, but they're still fundamentals. So fundamentals, 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 fundamentals. So, yep, we're hot. Okay, so I'm going to draw down that little nugget on the end there. I'm going to try to keep the bar as square as I can to the plane of the anvil as I draw this down, as not to bend that tenon area back and forth like a coat hanger. There we go. I just rounded that up a little bit. We'll smooth it up a little bit, but it'll go into the dies that I need it to go, into my swedge dies to make it perfect. Which is really kind of a farce because there is no such thing as perfect. Not when you're doing handwork and when you, the imperfect human being, is at the helm, steering this ship. Questions, Jess?
Let's see here. I'm checking my microphone. All right, looks good. We appreciate the 2 other super chats that came in. One was from Robert Poglich for $2 that said, make it purple. It does kind of look purple in this light, doesn't it? It's supposed to be like an icy blue. So I may try to find one that might be a little better matching for that before next live stream. The second one came from Speargrass Forge, $2 Australian, who said, one thing I love about you, Roy, you use metric too.
Well, thank you, Speargrass. I'm glad you appreciate that. I don't always get the metric right, so take it with a grain of salt. As I am a Yankee here in the U.S., and I only have one system, and that is America. The America system. Anyway, so thank you, Robert, for the super chat, and Speargrass, thank you as well. And yeah, we're ready to get on. Let's go back to the anvil, shall we? Okay. So I'm shooting for roughly a 1/4 inch diameter tenon. My dies here, these tenoning dies or swedge dies, if you see them like that, they have a range here. So you start in your largest and then you go down into progressively smaller. But I believe this one is 3/8 inch. The center one's about 3/8. This one on this side is a 1/4 inch, or what will be closest to you. And then there's a 3/16 inch clear over here, over this way. And so, yeah, for you guys across the pond, 3/8, 9 mil, 9 mil-ish, I should say, 1/4 inch, 6 mil, and then 3/16, whatever that is. I think it's like 5 mil, somewhere in there. So, really, it's just, it's a matter of preference. You could leave these thick if you wanted to. So it won't go in the 3/8, but it'll definitely go in the 1/4. So it's already like right there. So we'll push this in. We'll start hammering on it. And I really care about this up close and personal, right up here near the shoulder. That's the part that I want to make sure is nice into size. The rest, we're going to cut that off later, so we're not going to need all this length. All right, there we have it. I'm going to get that out of the way. And I'm going to straighten it just a fuzz. Now that's going to need a file to go to it to get it just right. All nice and rounded up, or belt sander. Take your pick, but there you have it. Now you can see that's way more than we need. That's going to go away. We're going to cut that to size. But you go ahead and forge it long first because you can always cut it off. It's very hard to put anything back on. So again, you can forge a little big and then cut down to size. Likewise, when I cut off this foot, I'm going to cut it off not to size. I'm going to be using a hot cut here at the anvil. And since we're using a hot cut at the anvil, who's to say my hammer blows are going to be accurate or right on the money? They might not be. So I need to cut it. So if I just need an inch and I'm hitting it here, I might mash the heck out of this. I'm going to cut it here and then I'll refine this later on with a saw. I'm just going to cut it here just so this way I can get on with the rest of them while this is sitting over there cooling. Later on, I'll just hacksaw or bandsaw this to the exact length of leg that I need, if that makes sense to everyone. So I'll leave that on there because that's going to be the next operation. And we're going to get this hot. We're going to cut it off roughly about 2 inches or so, or 50 mil.
We have another super chat. This one's yellow, Roy. And this one's from Graham. Graham Pepper.
Thank you, sir.
He says, hey all, going into some changes in my life. My Etsy store has slowed down to a stop because of a bad review, and my job as a bus driver has been threatened by wages I have missed. I will say about the reviews, Graham, yeah, we've dealt with that before, especially when we sold on eBay, and it can be tough when you do get bad feedback, but just being able to bury that with some other sales, you can kind of overcome that. So if you're still able to keep trying to continue growing your store, and you will get some other sales eventually, and that review won't be as prominent anymore.
Yeah, bad reviews definitely suck when you get them. Sometimes they're warranted, sometimes they're not. I've gotten my fair share of warranted bad reviews where, you know, something I did was just a little off and, you know, sake of time, I was behind on the job or whatever. I thought I could just pass the buck, which you should never do. But, you know, you think like, well, you know, it's not that far out, or, you know, you start making associations, or at least I did. So I've had some times like that where I've had some bad reviews, especially in my earlier days of blacksmithing. I don't do any of that now anymore just because I'm not willing to go through the headache of getting a bad review. But then there's those type of people who just review stuff and give you a bad review just because there's just some nasty people out there in this world. And in that case, at both cases, the best way to get out of a bad review is to start getting better reviews by upping the amount of products you offer and or different diversity, because really some people look at reviews, other people don't. So, you know, you get those in there, you get them buried after a time, year goes by, they won't even be a big deal. So, but yeah, brother, thank you for being here. God bless you. We appreciate you, and we'll be praying for you that your life gets sorted out there a little bit better for you. Yeah, but thank you for the support anyhow. And I saw the sign changed twice in one setting.
It did, yeah, really fast, yeah.
Somebody made it red, yes. And then somebody made it green. Stop, go, stop, go.
Okay, all right. The first one was from Rigid Ironworks, $25 super chat. It says, new t-shirt idea, Coke fume huffing prohibited. That would be a really funny t-shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
And then the second one was from the Famine 01, $5 super chat. He said, hey guys, can family win Anvil today? LOL, love you guys. That's Jonathan, right?
Yeah. Anybody can. It's drawn at random, so anybody who's in chat can. So doesn't mean we'll pick your name, but anybody can. So thanks for all the love. Oh, all right, let's go to the anvil, please. All right, this is way hotter than what it has to be for this operation, but again, run in your mouth will do that to you. Before that goes too far, just gonna go ahead and straighten up my tenon because it wanted to walk on me a bit. There, that looks pretty good. Get that cut off. And now we're ready for the next. That down here. Put this away in the heat. And get that thing off the anvil. After I brush it up here. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. A lot of other places you could be on a Friday night. But you chose to be here, and we do appreciate it. All right. Straightened up. Good. Get that brushed. All right, there we are. Can they see that okay? So there you have it. So now I can just set that off to the side. Like I said, I left everything long so I can cut it to size once I'm done. Since we're working on 3 pieces, we need to be able to cut them all to the exact same size. So when we rivet them through our little trivet design, you know, you don't got one wonky leg out there floating around. So I'll set that out of the way. And this is like way hot, uber hot. And so hot that I kind of burn it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. I'm not willing to keep that on the end of the bar. Thank you. Little burn never hurt no one. That out of the way. There we have it. Questions, Jess, comments before I get this thing too hot? I have to start that all over again.
Yes, a couple of questions. If you have any idea what the forging project will be in next time's live stream, which, by the way, there's a link down in the description if you're curious when that's going to be.
So, I'm thinking of possibly starting a Gothic door knocker, either doing a Gothic door knocker or Baroque style door knocker in the next live stream, or I may actually go back, way back to the year of 2019. Oh, how I was so sweet and young and impressionable. There's so much wrong with that statement. Anyways, yes, I'm thinking about possibly going back on a project that we were working on in 2019. We got away from it for about a year now. Like late 2018, early 2019, we were working on a vise. So a little handheld jeweler's vise or a gunsmith vise. It's basically a small little handheld vise. I forged most of the components. I had some file work to do to it, and then just basically assembly work. So had some file work, assembly work, and then engraving and that such thing. So again, I was thinking about possibly working on that for maybe a few weeks. Pick it up, play it out. I don't know if anybody would be interested in that since the live streams were oh so long ago, or should I finish it in private? Oh. Kind of viewer's choice at that point. Again, if I decide against that, it'll be most likely something like a Baroque or Gothic style, probably door knocker, and go through the process of that for a few streams and see how that goes. Man, there, everybody's changing these colors. Thank you. Thank you. All right, this is good and hot, Jess. Let's go to the anvil, and then we will take those super chats here in just a second. I still got my tenon dies in there. See, this is improper time management. I would have had this figured out better. Should already had this ready to go by the time your metal's hot. Russian. All right. Again, we're taking roughly a cube of material. Make sure she's square. I'm going to take the corners off. That out of the way. That out of the way. I'll probably get this hot one more good time here as not to stress out that area that we just butchered in on it. We'll go ahead and draw that down a little bit more after I get it good and hot. Realistically, those butcher dies should be less steep. There should be a less steep angle for doing things like drawing out tenons, because that steep angle can exert a lot of force. There's a big divot here. That steep angle can create a lot of force right at the base of the tenon, or too sharp at the base of the tenon, and it can create a cold shut right in there when you're trying to draw out the tenon. So realistically, it should be less steep. It should be less dramatic of an angle. It should be shallower of an angle. So this is basically hot. I'm going to continue, and then we'll talk about it. Hey, you sneaky people changing that sign on me while I'm not looking. Tell you what, got to watch these fellas. They get you. All right, back to the anvil. We good? So just like any time ever, you're always drawing back to square. First and foremost, before you take it too far, take your corners off. And as I'm going through this process, I may see something develop. So if you see yourself developing a cold shut into that corner and you don't like it, don't worry. Later on, just make another one. You know, it's better to have it snap off now than once you've already got it peened onto the piece. So this isn't a really high stress thing, but it's just, you know, you just be mindful of your heats, be mindful of what you're doing, and just take your time. Take your time. If it looks wrong to you or it looks like it might snap and you're aware of it, it probably will. So it probably will. If you're looking at it, you're like, I don't know. That looks awful dicey there, Batman. Guess what, Robin? It really is. So don't wait till you get to that holy smokes, Batman moment. Take care of it now. Watch yourselves. All right. Questions?
My turn to talk. Just kidding. All right. Granddad's Forge sent a $12.34 super chat. I like that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. He says, sorry, listening or driving, but been listening. Thank you, Granddads. I hope you're having a safe journey out there. I know it's real windy here tonight, so hopefully it's smooth sailing where you're at. Lance Caudell, thank you for the $20 super chat. Said thanks for all the informative videos and the live streams. You guys do a great job. Glad to see the sign working. Yes, yeah, we're glad we were able to get that fixed. Versus last time we figured out it was not getting good Wi-Fi connection, so we did fix it. And thank you guys all for everybody taking advantage of it. It's fun to see, just see something change.
Thank you.
Doe Creek Forge, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, Roy rant. I know towards the beginning everyone was kind of like vying for a Roy rant. So I said, it's percolating. It'll be coming. Just wait. And I think there's one more, but I'll take a minute and find it.
Okay, y'all wanted a Roy rant. I could give you a Roy rant. So this is a little bit more about people's opinions or bad attitudes or bad opinions about your work or ironwork. I suffer quite a bit from taking pride in what I do. I take pride in what I do here on the channel. I take pride in everything I do. I take pride in my wife. I take pride in my kids. I take pride in my Savior. I take pride in our business. I take pride in trying to help people. I take pride in those things, right? And that doesn't mean I'm prideful or I'm so, that's a totally separate thing. I take pride, I own these things, right? These are things that I own up to, and when I fail at doing these things in some way, I feel bad about them, and I try to correct them as the best that I can if I fail at one of those things. Leading that leads into the Roy rant of the day. And it's less of a rant, and it's just more of a statement that I want to make. Everyone out there will have an opinion of you. With the world of social media, people can be vocal about it without getting punched in the face, right? So they can be comfortable in their home, wearing their little fuzzy socks, sitting in front of a computer screen, and just type whatever they feel is necessary to tell you who you are, how you are, everything about you, and how you'll be horrible or you'll never succeed at anything, or that piece you made sucks, or you should have done it like this, or blah, blah, blah. Everyone has an opinion. There's a lot of adages that go with that, and I won't repeat them here. They don't bear repeating here on the channel. But here's a motto that you can live by. In 100 years from now, today, I don't care where you are, if you are old enough right now to consume this content that we are watching all together, in 100 years from today, those people that are commenting now, those people that are angry, those people that are upset at life, those people are the trolls, everything, they won't matter. You won't matter, I won't matter, my wife won't matter, nobody will matter in 100 years from now. What we think of things, whatever our political persuasions are, whatever our religious persuasions are, all of it. It won't matter in 100 years from now to the people who will be living in that 100th year. But one thing that will be there, is your work. End of story. If you're making beautiful ironwork, if you're making something that you're inspired about, or something that could inspire future generations to get out in their shops to craft something, that work will be here in 100 years, hopefully. It certainly has a higher chance than you do watching this video being here in 100 years. So keep that in mind when you start looking at things and you start taking people's negative criticisms about yourself too seriously. Again, they won't matter in 100 years. That can sound like a pessimistic statement, but it's a very freeing statement because all that matters is that you're giving it your best, that you're being a good person to those around you, to your friends, to your loved ones, and heck, if you believe like I do, even your enemies, as much as you may dislike them, you can still make an impact, a meaningful impact where you are. And hey, maybe somebody will remember your name in 100 years. But all those negative people, all those negative influences, they're not doing anything productive. They're not making things. They're not creating beautiful things or works of art that'll last 1,000 years. There's so much work that we study now as blacksmiths and look back on and like, oh, that gate is amazing. Those were real people with real problems who went through French revolutions and revolutionary wars, and they went through things in their time and plagues, and all this stuff was going on around them, right? And all sorts of disparity and good times and bad times and all of it. They were living life just as much as you and I are. And I'm pretty sure there were detractors too. Maybe a rival forge was like, oh, his work sucks. Like, don't go to him, buy from me, right? I'm sure there was that squabble in those sort of things in that time frame 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, 200 years ago. But what remains of that is their work. That's what we study. And we think and we pontificate back and we're like, oh man, it must have been great back then. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. We very much live in a good time right now, believe it or not. Yes, we have our own problems, but so did they 400 years ago. Yes, they had trolls back then. Me thinketh thou is a troll. I'm sure that's what they were saying in some form or another. Again, we're going to have that now. Our great-great-grandkids are going to have that in their future as well. So that's my little bit of encouragement, my little bit of a rant about those things, is take what trolls or hating people say with a grain of salt. Criticisms, constructive criticisms, destructive criticisms, and so with the like, with a grain of salt. Now that's a lot easier to say, and it's super hard to do, because I myself get several hundred comments every single month about how I'm the worst thing. I'm like the worst thing since Stalin. I'm like the worst thing since like some dictator somewhere. You know, I'm a horrible human being, apparently. Or so about 300 people a month say. So again, that can eat at you. That can really eat at you, but you just have to push that out and remember who you really are and what you're trying to do to change and have an impact. So enough of that malarkey. I'll shut up now. What did everybody say? And there's more chats. Thank you. God bless you. Appreciate it. Ooh, I like the pretty blue. Yeah.
That one was from Doe Creek Forge. Thank you. That was $1.50, so that's the lowest tier, the dark blue.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And they were saying, Roy, you're burning your steel. Like, there's multiple people very concerned for your project.
It's in good shape. I've got it pushed just beyond the hottest part of the fire, so we are okay. All right. But let's finish this off. Let's give some more stuff away, and then we'll give away the anvil within the next few heats or so. How does that sound? Everybody excited about that? How many people we got in the chat? Somebody drop the number in the chat. Or it'd be interesting to know.
It's at 3:36, and we are sitting at 6:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's get on this. These people got places to be. They can't be sitting around here all day listening to me ramble about super chats. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone who's super chat. Everybody, remember, hand clap. Give those guys high fives in the comment section. They deserve it. Guys, gals, all of it. All right, ready? Yep. To the anvil. To the anvil, Jessica. All right, here we go. So I'm going to put that in there. Fits nice and perfect, just like the other one. There we go. Get that out of the way. Sweep the anvil clean. And get that leveled up, evened up. Get that back to square-ish. Again, with all these fidgety things, you'll always find you have a little bit of something to do. You know, it's never going to be quite perfect, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. All right, so we'll go ahead and cut that off now. If I can find the, there you go. Bing. Questions, my love? Comments, complaints?
Yes, there's a question if you could use a monkey tool for that part you just did.
Yep. It's my suggestion that you use a monkey tool. If you're going to use a monkey tool on this, monkey tools are to take and finish out the shoulder of the piece. They're not to draw down the tenon. The tenon goes butcher, draw it out, swedge, and then you go in with a monkey tool to chase it and go back. It would be my suggestion, if you're going to use a monkey tool on a project like this, that you wait until after the bar is cut off. That way you can lock it firmly in the vise and really get a good upset on it versus hammering it out here. You can do that like in a fence picket or something of that nature, but because this being a 1/4 inch tenon on the end, it'll have the tendency to bend back and forth as you're hammering on that, and it does like the coat hanger effect at that point where you have a stress riser at that shoulder. So I would advise against doing it here on this thin of a tenon. I would suggest to lock it up in the vise and then use the monkey tool there if you're going to do that. So yes, you can use a monkey tool, and most likely I will clean these up with a monkey tool, you know, sometime during between this week and next week's live stream or whatever. Well, the 2 weeks out, whatever we are. The next live stream, between now and the next live stream, I will probably clean that up with a monkey tool, and I'll have all those filed and ready to take and be riveted on the project and the piece. And that's when we'll finish up this whole project, is next live stream, and maybe start the new project next live stream as well. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let me cut this off, and then I'll set this off the side of the fire, and then we'll give some stuff away. How does that sound? Sound good? Sound good. All right. Okay.
And Caitlin from Ouroboros, thank you for the super chat. She said she was leaving, but wanted to say congratulations to the winner.
Thank you, Caitlin. Super appreciated. Thank you for the super chat. Sorry you got to go. But thank you for being here. She's leaving right before we're about to give it away. No! Yeah, I'm just trying to check for squareness, make sure this is like I want it. Go ahead and probably brush this piece too while I'm at it. And use the hammer as a clamp, maybe. There we go. Whoop. And I'll set this off to the side. Get this out of the way. That looks pretty good. So that's our second leg done. And we would only have one more from here on out. So we only got one more, but same process. Same process for each one of these. It's 1/2 inch or 12.5 mil square. So 12.5 mil square, roughly. 1/2 inch. Oh.
And Felipe Castro wants to know how heavy your hammer is.
Blah 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 blah. It's a 1 3/4 pound hammer. This is my daily driver. It's what I smith with every single day. And for most forging work, that's all you need. And I try my absolute darndest to do everything I can with this over a heavier hammer. So, I don't want to have to get into what I feel about that. Just joking. We're not going there. Anyways, moving on. How's everything going, Jess?
Yeah, we're ready.
Wait, they're not excited about me?
They are too.
All right, all right. So we're going to go ahead and give away some more door prizes here first and foremost. Give a few of these away. Check that one. Okay, yeah, it's just a bit of scale. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and we're going to save 2 of those for the next leg we do. But we're going to give away a slitting chisel and a square punch. Yep. And then we'll also give away some sticker packs. But I'll talk about the sticker pack here in just a second. So first things first, we're going to go with the slitting chisel. Again, you guys know how this works. All you got to do is comment in the comment section something, and we will draw a name at random. Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Drum roll.
All right, this one is going to Paul Perrin, who says, "Prize me."
Paul Perrin, congratulations. You won this slitting chisel. Hit that contact info in the description down below. Hit that contact button. Go over there and send us your address so we can ship this to you. Greatly appreciate it. So that's the slit and chisel. Ba-boom. All righty. Next, we're going to be giving away another square punch, just like so. Again, these are made from 5160, and we're going to drum roll.
All right, this one goes to Tim Barks, who says, "Me."
Tim Barks, congratulations. You won this little square punch here. Congratulations. Thank you for being here, me. Oh. Also, I would like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who has sent super chats tonight and everyone who sent super chats last live stream as well, because the last live stream we had an unusually high amount of people who won that were out of country. So a lot of people overseas and things of that nature. And so the shipping cost was quite a bit higher. So that really helped offset those costs. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for that. It really does go to help out these things and doing that. So you are a part of that, and we appreciate you. So thank you oh so very much. Let's give away a sticker pack or two, huh? What do you think? Okay, so what you're going to get in your little sticker pack is the very special limited edition Year of the Anvil sticker. You get the Year of the Anvil sticker, limited edition for this year and this year only. So that's awesome, special for just being part of the stream. And you will also get 3 different Christ-centered Ironworks logo stickers. Now, these were provided to us by Dana Maggiore. And again, awesome. Thank you, Dana, so much for providing these to us. So this way we can give them away to subscribers and stuff in the live stream. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. So again, we're going to send that out. And you also get a wonderful little business card with some contact stuff, things like that on the back. So that's what you get in a sticker bundle. And I will also say, if you haven't heard it before, if you're new here at this channel, if you stick these to something, they are not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. Once they're stuck for good. So make sure you want them on that, right? Like, don't be funny and go stick them to a coworker's vehicle or something like that, because they're going to be mad because they're stuck. They're on their goods. Oh, I've put one on a toolbox crooked, and it's going to be forever crooked. The only way to take it off would be to destroy it. So, and I don't want to take it off to destroy it. So again, once they're on, they're on. So get them square. All right, ready?
All right, the winner for the first sticker pack is T. Bradford 916, who says, "Me, please."
Bradford, congratulations. Get us your contact info. And let's go ahead and give away another one, Jess. I will.
All right, the winner for this one is Violet Lamar, who says stickers.
Woohoo! Violet Lamar, congratulations. Some new names I'm hearing, so that's good. Hopefully you guys stick around and enjoy the rest of the channel. Am I on my mic now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, fix. Oh, I'm good now. Okay, she's good at switching. So yes, octopus fingers Jessica. She's really good, doing her job. Oh, also, I've been noticing this sign change a bunch of different colors. Thank you all. Thank you. Appreciate that. And let's give away one more sticker pack while we're doing this. Okay. All right. Ready?
All right, this one goes to Toby Stout, who says me.
Congratulations, Toby. Hope you enjoy it. Again, the contact link is down in the description. Click on it. Give us your address, so this way we can send them out to you. I wonder how many times I got to say that in a stream, because see, there's always people who come in at the later portion of the stream or the beginning of the stream or middle of the stream, and they miss some of those things. So I just say it repeatedly. I don't mean to be annoying, but it's just kind of my habit. Just kind of a habit of mine. All right. So I'll put this guillotine tool back in. I'll go ahead and switch up dies to my butchering dies. And then, while it heats, while the steel heats, am I a good hand model? Yes. Is it right on tap? I can't tell. It's a 2-inch screen over there. Yeah, you're good. Am I right on it? I'm in the general area? Yeah. We will give away an anvil. There's so many memes that happen on my live streams. People's caught me dancing. Yeah. And what's funny, Flux, everybody remembers the Flux incident of 2020. They catch me over fluxing. Yeah, there's a lot of good memes that come from our live streams that I think I'm going to sadly regret in my old age. You know, I'm going to be like at some conference and people are going to be like, oh, here's this master of the craft that's so refined and dignified, said no one ever. But anyways, they're going to be saying that, like, oh, he's so refined and he's so inspirational. And then somebody's going to come walking up and be like, hey, Roy, remember this one? And it'll be me doing the Quasimodo, dance or, ringing the bell. Or me going, flux for everyone, right? Like, they're going to be bringing that up. It'll be like live on the big screen. Yeah. What can we say? Don't ever take yourself too seriously, folks, because you're not that serious. All right. Are we ready to give an anvil away? No. Again, I will express this to you. The anvil is available to whoever lives in the continental United States. So that's the 48 United States, right? Is that correct? Of America? Yes. Unfortunately, it has to be that way because the manufacturer will not ship it anywhere else except for like $300. So, yeah, so we're not doing that. We can only afford so much, and $300 shipping across somewhere in the world to Istanbul or something, it's not in the feasibility for us. So I hope you guys can understand. All the door prizes we do in the live streams, those are for worldwide. So we do get shipped those anywhere in the world. But sadly enough, the 66-pound Achio or Achio, I think is how it's spelled, anvil, ding ding, that one is only available to the lower 48. I apologize. It sucks. I wish USPS and FedEx and UPS weren't so greedy. But, well, there they are. Well, there they are. Anyways, also, one last little thing before we give it away. This here is not the anvil you'll be getting. You will be getting a brand new one in a box with nothing done to it. So it's yours to set up how you like, straight from the manufacturer. So, with all that malarkey out of the way, is everyone excited?
They are. They're super excited.
Are they commenting?
Yeah, like crazy.
Like a lot?
Yeah. Yep.
Like a bunch?
A ton.
A ton? How long do you think we could drag this out for?
Until their thumbs wear out.
I can hear the calluses coming. Ah, yeah. The little squeak on the screen. People typing in, me, 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 me. You. I. What you doing there?
I was going to tell you how many chats there were. Just a moment.
Yeah. How many people we got in the stream?
We are currently sitting at 352 viewers, and the chat rate, for those of you who are curious, is at 898 chats. I don't know, is that a minute? I'm not sure. Okay, maybe. So yes, they're excited.
That's a bunch. Okay, well, let's end this madness for people's eyeballs and people who are getting vertigo right now. Let's go ahead and end this madness. We are going to drum roll, Jess. And ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, drum roll. Ah!
All right, I landed on Adam Sanchez, who says thanks.
Adam Sanchez, congratulations. You are the winner of the 66-pound Anvil if you live in the 48 states. Prerequisite there. Let us know. Drop a chat in the comment section. Say, hey, I won, and yes, I am a lower U.S. resident. I don't know how you say that. I'm not used to saying 48 stater. Are you a 48 stater? Or something like that. Anyways, congratulations, Adam Sanchez. Congratulations. You won the 66-pound Achio or Chio. However, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Well, 66-pound Anvil. Let's do that. Oh, how's that good? What's the comments like, Jess?
Still blowing up.
Good. Congratulations.
Yes, one of the recent super chats, the yellow one had been from Mr. Coffee, who said, this chat is too fast.
It's still green. Was there another chat?
There was. The very last chat that comes in, unless I can scroll up to it, it shortens the chat bar, so I have to wait a second till somebody else comments, and then it'll put it back up there. So.
I see you. Okay.
It was the green beetle. I know that much.
Green beetle? Is that the same green beetle that makes all the kniffs online?
Might be.
That beautiful, wonderful man?
Oh no, green bee blacksmith.
Okay. All right, green bee. I was about to make a joke about he's all hands. You never see his face. He's all hands. I like it. Green bee blacksmithing. Thank you, Mr. Coffee, right?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Got all those thank yous out there. Let's go ahead and draw down this tenon, and then we will go ahead and give away some more sticker packs, and we'll go ahead and give away the further punches and chisels. So again, make sure you comment down below also, and thank you for the super chat. It's a blue. Oh. All right, we ready? Let's go to the anvil. And then you can read comments if you need to, but you got to get your face close enough people can hear you talk over me. Hammering. Let's go to the anvil. Cube of material, just like last time. Pull it back just a fuzz. Perfect. I'm leaving that a little thicker this time. I think it'll be easier to draw things out. So if I leave it a little bit on the thicker side. There we go. Go ahead and heat that up again. And you can chat, Jess.
Let's see here. Uh-huh.
While I'm hammering, you can go ahead and chat a little bit if people can hear you. As long as you guys can hear her talk over my hammering, that's good. Let's do that, unless I have something to say. Okay?
Let's see. Yes, I was able to view the last super chat there from Green Bee Blacksmithing. I knew the word green was in there, so that's what it was. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says it's for the Anvil Review Fund. That's what it was. And also Denise Barrett, thank you for the $1.50 super chat.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Denise. And thank you, Green Bee Blacksmithing, for the super chat towards the Anvil Fund. I appreciate that. Oh, there's going to be quite a range of anvils. We are nearly hot here again, but I'll go ahead and finish talking. The sparklers are coming out of the fires from other stuff earlier. Just some iron that I had down in there, but it's not the actual piece, so that's good. Just to mention this, kind of my plan for 2020, I have a lot more anvils I need to take and review. Right now they seem pretty quick and close together because these are the cheaper anvils, so they're, I guess, more obtainable right now for us to be able to review them in short order. So that's what we're doing right now, is we're working through all the $200 or less anvils. But then once we bump over that $200 and more anvils, those are going to be a little further spaced apart because, well, we have to be able to afford $200+ anvils. 3, 4, they jump pretty quick. They jump from about $200 all the way up to $600 to $900 to $1,000 real quick. So of the anvils that out there. And as you can tell, that gets quite costly as we do that whole thing. So, and they're piling up in here deep. But it's a good thing. It's a really good thing because we're starting at the bottom. We're starting at the creme de la creme, and we're working all the way up to the creme de la creme. And by doing so, I can have side-by-side testing. I can have comparison testing. If you all watching our videos have suggestions or where you'd really want to see a different test done that maybe you haven't ever seen before, comment. By all means, comment them in the comment sections in our videos and let us know what you want to see as far as a test. And if we get to it, great. If we don't, that's okay too. We might get to it on a different video or something of that nature. But again, let us know. Let us know what type of tests you'd like to see. And if it's within reason and if it's within the scope of what I can do in my shop, I will certainly test it out. Some testing is just not possible without specialized tooling, and that tooling can get very expensive very quickly. So again, I'll be limited somewhat in that, but I can give you a professional blacksmith's opinion. That's it. That's what I can give you, and give you some side-by-side and some visual help aid in comparison testing. And I hope to be able to do that in these videos. And yeah, so it's great. So again, that just prompted that. Thank you so much for the super chats supporting the Anvil Fund for all the review videos. Appreciate that. All right, let's go back over the anvil. Speaking of anvils, let's go back over there. Let's draw down this tenon. This is our third and final leg that we're going to work on here. I like working up into the shoulder. Or walking into the shoulder. Because it helps avoid hitting the shoulder. All right, that should fit into my swedge now in the next heat.
Yes, somebody said that chat was like in hyperdrive, which it was. Rob Ho, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says it's for the Flux Fund.
Rob, not a chance. Thank you, Rob. Rob Ho, can I talk? Rob Ho is a good supporter of mine. He's been to multiple of my classes that I've taught in person. really good guy. Appreciate you. Thank you for supporting us in multiple ways. We really do appreciate that. So, yep.
There was a question a little earlier when you had burned a piece of metal, and they asked, how often do you burn metal?
Daily. I mean, you get distracted, something burns off. Usually it's not crucial. The stuff that I burn, it's usually like when I just start the forge or I'm getting something heated up and I think I got enough time to just go walk into the other room and grab a few things and come back, and it burn up. So it's usually along that lines. When things burn up on me, it's usually not at a critical juncture, because I know well enough that if it's a critical juncture, I shut up, I look right at the forge. Like, I mean, there's no one here during the day, so I'm busy right in the moment, because burning things up at a critical juncture means I've got maybe 5 hours into it. I might have 2 hours, I might have 15, 20 minutes, but that time is worth something in my shop, right? And so I can't allow it to burn. On something like a Friday night live stream like this, I just got this sitting up on top of the fire, so it's not gonna burn up. But on this, it's not critical. I can just cut it off and do something else, because I'm not particularly making this job, I'm not particularly making this project for any customer or any individual where I'm on a deadline or something like that. So again, daily though, I mean, probably. I don't give any credence to it. If you burn something up, cut it off, let it hit the floor, go back to doing your work, start over. Be less distracted next time, but don't lose sleep over it. I've seen guys like at clubs cuss and throw a wrought iron across the shop and pick up their tools and walk out of like an open forging because they burnt something up that they were literally only working on for like 15 minutes, but they let that ruin their whole night. I mean, they still had another 2-3 hours in an open forge where they could have just picked another piece of steel. They make more of it, you know what I mean? And just start again, and it really wouldn't have been that big of a deal. So again, that's the only thing to watch out for. If you burn it off, it's steel, no big deal. Go grab another piece, start again. Not worth losing sleep over. Yep. Thank you.
Another question from, I just missed it. Rodney Hendrickson says, do you use gas?
Rodney Hendrickson, yes I do. I use both. I am under the personal persuasion that a tool is a tool. None is better than the other. There's just one more suited for the job that's at hand. So you're not going to hear me say coal's best, gas best, power hammer's best, you know, press is best. They're best at certain things and they're horrible at others. So there is no universal tool that's going to turn you into the best blacksmith out there. It is the smith that makes the tools, not the tools that make the smith. And as long as you learn that, keep that in mind, you know, you're good to go. But again, yeah, I've got a gas forge that's sitting out of frame over here. I've had little gas forges in the past, 1-brick forges, gas forges. I've had all sorts of shapes and sizes of coal forges. Coal is my main thing that I like to work in for my work, as a lot of the stuff I do could be considered traditional kind of work. And then there are certain cases where I use the gas. So I bought the gas for doing skillets. I used to do a ton of skillets. I don't know, done probably 500-600 skillets, a little more. I also I did a lot of copper work. I've stepped back from doing as much copper work now, but when I was doing a ton of copper work, I'd do about 1,000 bowls a year out of a gas forge, and that was more advantageous to use a gas forge than say the coal forge for the copper work, because the cleanliness and the surface finish afterwards was more helpful with the gas forge, I should say. So, but anyways, enough of that malarkey. Hopefully that answers the question. Yes, I have both, I use both. Let's go to the anvil, Jess. Good and hot? If it's a little big for the die, you'll find that it doesn't like to, you'll have to hammer on it a couple times to get it, you know, rounded up. Basically round it up, take one more pass on it. Good to go. Get that thing out of my way. We won't need that for the rest of the night, thankfully. Give it a real quick brush. There we have it. And we'll sever her off.
You guys are already looking forward to the big Christmas giveaway, aren't you? Veneer Forge says, when will you start accepting donations for the big Christmas giveaway, Jess? Most of our planning will probably start taking place starting in August, I would say, probably in August, maybe a little sooner. But, you know, right now we're kind of focusing on the Anvil giveaways.
If you have something that you would like to donate, a tool, I would like to keep it to tooling related. So that way it's helping somebody in the craft get their start. So if it's tongs, punches, hammers, whatever you want to donate in that way. I know Uncle Buck's Forge, he's stepping back. He's retiring from doing the tooling anymore because he's switching jobs, his guillotine tools and things like that. So he sent me out some guillotines ahead of time of them being all sold out. So he will be part of our Christmas giveaway live stream. So he already sent those in. If you have something that you want to send, you can go ahead and send it at any time for the Great Blacksmith Christmas giveaway live stream. And as we get into November, we'll start promoting all that stuff during November and December timeframe, heading all the way up that 12 days of posting before the Christmas live stream. Isn't that right, Jessica? We kind of like do the 12 days prior to the great big Blacksmith Christmas giveaway. We will start doing that now. So if you have a tool that you've made that you want to send and do that and donate to that, that is great. Again, you can send that to us ahead of time if you need to. But yeah, we won't get real heavy into that or be pushing that with trying to go after different companies and stuff. To give them the opportunity to be part of it. We won't start pushing that until closer to that date or towards the end of the year when we do that. But right now we're focusing on the anvils ourselves. And we'll be giving away, we just gave away the second one tonight, and we will be giving away, 12 more anvils. Well, not 12 more, but 10 more. We'll be giving away 10 more anvils for the rest of this year. So, there'll be 10 more chances to win an anvil out there at our live streams. So, yeah. Good point for me to say to anybody who's new here. You should subscribe, hit the bell. You heard people say hit the bell for notifications, but it's changed. You have to set it for all notifications. It has all, personalized, or none. If you select none, you'll never hear from us again unless you remember to check us out. If you select personalized, it will be based upon how much you watch our channel and enjoy our content. If you hit all, it's going to notify you every time I have a sneeze, a nose itch, or anything else, and I happen to publish it live online. You're going to get notified of it. But that is the surest way to get notified that live streams are actually happening. Also, Jessica puts the contact right description. There's a little downwards triangle. Click on it. Go down there. It has all the rules. It has everything you would want to know about our live streams, schedule, whatnot. It even has the link where you can click and go over to what will be the next live stream, and you can set a reminder for yourself over there for them to remind you that the live stream will be live at that time. And so we put all that down in the description so it removes all the guesses. Again, use that to your advantage if you can. Also, while we're going here, I'm going to give away some stuff here in just a second, Jess. while everybody's talking amongst themselves there. Hopefully everything's kosher, looking good? Yeah. Okay. Also, I hope during the live streams to give away progressively better things for the door prizes, right? It's very hard right now. It's difficult for me where I'm at right now at this point in my life to be able to give away a ton of stuff. So I'm going to be looking into buying some things to be able to do versus having to make them in-house. If I can get some dies figured out that I can do more punches and chisels, those are going to happen. Maybe I can start giving complete sets. Again, kind of up the ante a little bit. We'll just have to see how that goes, how the year progresses. But yeah, that's kind of my goal. I just want to really be blessing people with a bunch of tools and, giving you something for keeping you all here for 2.5 hours on a Friday night when you could be doing something else. So I appreciate that. I want to honor that. I want to bless somebody out there with tools, people who need it. And again, I appreciate everyone who supports us with the super chats and with the things, and they go to doing all this stuff. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. I just wanted to reiterate that if I can again and again. Thank you for that. So I do plan on getting better and better tools to give away as door prizes so it don't suck so bad when you don't win that anvil. Just as a matter of fact, Jess, I would love to know how many people are in the stream right now. Just as a method of curiosity, how many true subscribers do we have?
It looks like we are at 270. Somebody did point out a little earlier, we were up at like 350 right around the anvil giveaway, and it dropped down to like 300 like immediately after the anvil giveaway. But yeah, we still have quite a few people here with us, and still chatting it up pretty good. Some questions and some comments and back and forth and that kind of thing.
Good. Well, thank you to all my dedicated and true subscribers out there. Eventually, in these streams, there's going to be a little secret something that happens after. I'm not telling you when. But for the true subscribers, yes, there'll be a little special something that'll happen at the end of the streams. Just for the special subscribers that stick around. It'll happen somewhere in the stream. Yeah. After all those other people leave. Then it's just us. We can get real personal. Let's go to the anvil, Jess. All right, brush this off a little bit since it's been sitting in there and cooking a little bit. It's a hot tamale. Hitting that with a little bit more mustard than what I was doing previously. It's all nice and squared up. All right, get rid of that. We shan't be needing that no more. There we have it. Thank you for the 270-ish of you sticking around. We appreciate it. And of course, there's always some people that, life's busy, right? 2 hours or 2.5 hours is a hard thing to stick around for sometimes, right? So that's a long sit. I get it. So let's not chastise those people too much. Maybe they all instantly had to go take and check on the baby. Or go get their takeout, their Chinese takeout. Or maybe they had to wash their hair. Like the girls I used to try to date would tell me, I gotta wash my hair, sorry, we can't go out. That old movie trope that they use, the excuse. Sorry, I gotta do my laundry. Oh man, I had to go out with you, but you're ugly. Anybody ever get that? No? Just me? Okay. Yeah. And see, I suckered one of them into marrying me. Finally caught him, fellas. Got it. The best fish out of the entire pond. You're welcome. All right, I won't flirt with her too much on camera. We're going to keep it G. G-rated in here. Or pre-1990s PG. You got to specify because PG ain't PG anymore. Anyway, that's a rant for another day. Thank you to the glorious person who turned my sign green. Yams, Daddy. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated. I'm sure you had a comment.
He did. He said, Roy, the video on this two-handled sledge is up. Go check it out if you have the time after the stream. Also, go green.
Go Team Green. Go Team Green. Love it. Thank you, Yamaz. Appreciate it. I'll try to check it out as soon as I can. Let's give some stuff away, Jess. Let's end this stream the right way by being super giving, super loving, giving things away. Huh? Yeah. Sound good? Sound good to you?
Sure does.
I'll talk to them. Through the camera lens, those people. Yeah. All right, enough of me being goofy. Another slitting chisel. Beautiful. Another square punch. Beautiful. We're going to give away another slitting chisel. And they know the deal. Who do we got?
All right, this one is going to Mastercraft, who says, woo!
Woo! Congratulations, Mastercraft. You are the winner of this slitting chisel. Are you down at the camera 1 or 2? I can't remember. You go back and forth. Okay, I don't know where to look when I do this. But anyways, thank you. Glad you won. Contact us. Get a hold of us. Congratulations, Mastercraft. Woo! You won. All right, let's do the square punch.
All right, the winner for this one is Troy Roush, who says, would love that chisel.
Well, Troy Roush, I apologize. You have won a square punch instead. I can send it to you unhardened and you could turn it into a chisel. Troy Roush, congratulations. Contact us if you'd love to take and get that, that punch. The punch, not the chisel. Sorry. That's how that happens, huh? So we can just stay up on the main camera, it's fine. All right, now to give away another limited edition, super cool sticker bundle with the Year of the Anvil in it. Should I go to camera 2? Let's go to camera 2. Roll that big, beautiful bean footage. I probably shouldn't say that. That's probably copyrighted. Anyways, so we're going to give away another sticker pack, sticker bundle here to one lucky individual. Comment if you want one of these proudly displayed on a toolbox. Also, it'd be great to take and see these on your toolbox. So if you are on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, tag us with a picture of this going on whatever tool or item that you have. You know, we would love to see that. So again, let's go ahead and roll.
All right, the winner for this is Blake Bowen, who says stickers.
Awesome. Congratulations, Blake Bowen. Bowen or Bowman? Bowen. Bowen. Congratulations. Glad you won this sticker pack. And Jess, let's just do one more. Okay. Just for good time's sake. Sound good? Sure. We'll round it off. What's that? It's an even 5? Yes. All right, ready?
All right, the winner for this one is Kelly McMurray, who says me.
Kelly McMurray, congratulations. Thank you for being part of the channel. Thank you for being here. Congratulations. Get with us. Contact info and all that jazz. Greatly appreciated. I just want to say one more time, a big, huge thank you to every single person that came in to the stream tonight. Watch this thing all the way through. You all are awesome. You really do help us. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and watching all the videos, all the newcomers. Thank you. And especially thank you to all of our long-term supporters, our long-time supporters. If you guys are gone or if you're still here in the chat, thank you. I cannot express Jessica and I's gratitude enough, huh, hun? Yep. Thank you very much. Just for being here. Thank you for watching, sticking with us throughout all of these crazy years we've been on YouTube now, huh? Yeah, great. Since 2016, would you believe it? So that's been awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. Let me check that. And then I'm going to check some of this over here. Shut down that blower. See if some of these are cool or not. I'll bring them over here to the anvil and show off our progress of where we're at so people can see how we're doing in relation, and then we'll call it an evening. How's that sound? Okay. All right, I think some of these are still hot, so I won't handle them by hand. But there we go. We got that all riveted together and forge welded. So that's been forge welded together. Jump welded on. That helped thin out the profile a little bit. Nice and pretty like. And now we've got our leg material as well. We've got 1, 2, 3. All reasonably the same size, length, dimension, spec, that whole deal, which is important for your 3 legs. Again, I'll look these over when I got daylight or over in the cold shop where I've got good lighting and stuff to check them for any defects that I don't like. If I have any sort of defects on the tenons or something like that, I might go ahead and make up a couple more just to be on the safe side. But I'll look those over more closely. I think I've got mostly a good product here. This one up on top kind of concerns me a little bit. There looks to be a really good size cold shut there at the base, so I'll probably replace the one on the top. Again, I'll get the others in the light and check it. But anyways, that's how much progress we got tonight going. Got that welded together. I think we did pretty well, all things considering. Yeah, did that. Definitely. Gave away an anvil. Go back to the main cam. We drawed out 3 tenons, forge welded on a flower onto our little disc thing there on our trivet. Gave away an anvil. Gave away 6 individual punches and chisels. 5, right? Yep. Gave away 5 sticker packs. I feel pretty good. How do you all feel? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, let us know, comment. And just again, thank you guys so much. Thank you all for testing out and breaking in the new signage. Like that. Oh, you couldn't have planned that better. I went like the signage, and it literally turned as I went like that. You couldn't have planned that any better. Thank you to whoever sent that super chat there. Again, thank you all. That's awesome. And I'm glad it's working now. It's just another way of saying thanks, like highlighting someone doing something for us. That's the whole purpose of that sign, so thank you. Thank you. It's pretty awesome.
And I'm going to say his name right this time because I've been told like 3 or 4 times. Rob Huff. His last name's Huff. Okay, so he says, thanks for being good to the blacksmith community, Rob Huff. Winky face. I got it. Now we'll see if I can remember that for next time.
Rob Huff. Yes. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah, no, I like again, as I said, I'm a selfish person. Giving things away makes me feel good, and that's why I do it. No, there's no other reason than that other than just, again, makes me feel good, so I'm selfish. Get over it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good because it'd be worse. Be worse the other way, huh? Yeah. I could just be like a greedy online guy, huh? Be like, give me me monies. Give me your monies, your hard-earned dollars. And I'll give you a pat on the back and say, thanks, friend. So, yeah, I think we covered everything, Jess. Is there anything else you wanted to cover in the stream, or are we good?
Yeah, I think we are pretty good. I tried to answer it, like 20 minutes ago. I asked if there was any other questions, and then the ones I was able to answer, I did. And then, again, thank you everybody for the super chats. Everyone's saying congratulations, to the winners. So Adam Sanchez, it's awesome. You won. Make sure you definitely contact us and everybody else. Down in the description, you will find how to do that. You'll also find when our next live stream is. You'll find the contact information. Well, you'll find the video that Roy mentioned earlier from Shepherd's Forge if you want to watch that, and if you're interested in helping support a fellow blacksmith as well. So make sure that before you leave the live stream, you get down there and get a look at that information if you want to. And this video will also be posted on the replay.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Also, just as a word of caution, word of wise, for those of you that don't contact us, we've had this happen before a couple times. If you don't contact us, we do our darndest to make sure that we do our diligence to try to get you the things that you won for free of charge. We ship it to you. It costs you nothing. You have to do your own. You have to give us some respect by actually contacting us. If you don't contact us and the next week rolls around, we're giving it away to someone else. So that's just how the cookie's going to crumble, because we want to take and support people out there. We don't want to have to we got way too much on our plates to have to contact you 7 and 8 times to give you something for free, okay? So we won't do that. We're not going to spam your inbox. Be a big boy, be a big girl, put them big britches on, and contact us with your shipping address, things like that. So this way we can ship the things out to you free of charge. Pretty simple transaction that way. Not super hard. So get with us. That way you can do that. Because again, if someone doesn't meet the qualifications that are outlined in the description, or if someone doesn't contact us within a reasonable amount of time, which is like by the next live stream, they're every 2 weeks, so shouldn't be too hard. Or they're every other week, right? Yeah, they're every other week, so every 2 weeks. Shouldn't be too hard to get with us within 2 weeks. If you haven't done it by then, it's going to go into the next live stream's pool of giveaway things. So be sure to contact. Yes. I'm sure there's people who are like, oh, just remember me, huh? Some people are probably typing right now. They probably checked out. I got to send that email. Gotta go. Bye. Good. So, all right, we're going to do the same. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for the super chat, right, that just came in.
That was Jonathan. He said, proud of you, buddy. Love you guys.
Thank you, Jonathan. Proud of you. God bless you, buddy. And thank you, cuz. Love you. Oh. All right, with that, without further ado, I hope each and every one of you have an absolute blessed week. Thank you for being here. And we will see you in the next live stream. Who knows what we'll be getting into? Huh? Yeah. Well, finishing a Colonial Trivet, obviously. So, there you go. All right, we'll catch you all later. Bye.